Aloha, it's Ronnie Margolis with the Margolis team here on the beautiful garden island of Kauai, powered by the agency Hawaii, with extraordinary agents here to serve you throughout the state of Hawaii. And this is our September market update where we're going to take a look at the inventory, at the statistics, and show you what's happening as we enter into the fall season when we do the numbers. So let's start and take a look at the monthly numbers through the end of August. And this particular screen shows us how many sales happened in August, how many sales happened the previous month, meaning July, and how many sales happened in August a year ago. And so one thing we can see is a year ago, this is single family homes here, this top column, and there were 19 sales in the month of August. So the market was really slow a year ago. And then it picked up this year. And in July, it picked up from June. June was actually, there were only 23 residential sales, went up to 37. And then in August, the market continues to gain a little bit of energy, and there are a little bit more transactional energy happening in the market. So in August, there were 41 single family homes that sold. If we take a look at the volume, that represented $43 million worth of business in August of last year. July, 70 million, and then a little bump up about 10% more here in August, $77 million exchanged hands in terms of single family home sales. But the condo market, not so much. I'll say no real change. 21 condos changed hands in July, and 21 condos sold in August, so about the same. But look up at the Hanalei district. This is pretty interesting because the Hanalei district is where Princeville is, and there are a lot of vacation rental condos. In fact, I learned yesterday at a speed candidating session with the candidates for our Kauai County Council that 70% of the units in Princeville are now vacation rentals. And that's a big growth, even though Princeville is within the visitor destination area. There used to be more permanent residents living in the housing in Princeville. But only 2 condos sold in the whole month, and I'll talk about why that might be a little later on. And then in terms of land sales, actually there was more land sold last year in August, 13 million versus 8 million last month and only 3.7 million in August here on the island of Kauai. Now let's move on to our market at a glance 12-month summary. At the moment, I'm showing you the numbers through the end of June, so a few months ago, and there were 412 active listings at that time. Move up to July, and you see the inventory continue to go up, so there were 432 active listings. Then through the end of August, down a little bit again, so 416 active listings. And one thing to notice about the under contract, there's 217 of them currently under contract, but 110 of those are at Kauai Okaloa. That's the newest townhome project on Kauai, down on Kaloa's South Shore, just behind where Pili Mai was built. And those units are being constructed. They're going to stay in under contract status until the buildings are finished. And then, of course, the owners can close on their sales and take occupancy, but that's still got a little way to go. Aside from those units, a little over 100 units under contract. And depending upon where you are, our inventory still seems to be getting a little bit higher. They typically say that anything more than 6 months of inventory becomes more of a buyer's market and less of a seller's market. And in some areas, that is the case. So if we take a look through this market at a glance graph, you can see the sales for the year, and you can see that they kind of peaked in February, and then they slid down a little bit. And now through July and August, they've picked up a little bit from June, and there does seem to be a little bit more activity. I think probably the most activity is happening in the luxury area of the market, where the buyers typically are not as affected by things like inflation and interest rates. And of course, our prices have gone up to a point where The affordability for many people is not good, meaning they've been priced out of the market. So let's take a look at the year-over-year comparison. So last year through August of 2023, there were $314 million worth of sales. This year through August, 523 million. So that's a change of 66%. And if you look at the numbers that are reflected, there were 190 single-family homes that sold through the first 8 months of last year. This year, it's 258. Not so much change, though, in condos, right? Last year, 210 year to date, but only 196 this year, even though there's that much more business being done on the island. And finally, land, not that much of a change, 74 units of land, parcels of land changed hand last year to date through August of 2023, and then 70 so far this year. And I think one of the main things that sticks out to me when you take a look at this condo number has to do with what's going on in the condo market in general. So let's take a closer look at the condo market. And right now we're looking at the Kauai district. That's where Puipu is. And so in this last month of August, there were 6 condo sales. There were 6 the month before, and there were 6 a year ago. So not that much change, except look at the median price. So what's selling are more affordable condos, at least this last month. Both in Lihue and the Kapa'a area, sales are about the same. And these are predominantly permanent residents. These are outside of the visitor destination area. Same here. There's been very little activity of the Kapa'a condos in the visitor destination area. But this is the most surprising. Look up on the North Shore in Hanalei. I've said before in these reports that about a year and a half ago, there were 3 or 4 condos for sale because the market was so tight. Now there's over 20 condos for sale in Princeville. And look how many sold last month, 2. And the month before, July, 3. So the inventory is building. The market is resisting the elevated prices of the condos in Princeville. And the good news, if you're a buyer, of course, is that sellers may be becoming more motivated. You as the buyer have more negotiating power. The market is softer. And especially in this new climate post August 17th, when the National Association of Realtors settlement went into effect, it's really important that you have a great negotiator on your side who understands the variables at play when you write a purchase contract, because now the commissions that are going to the buyer's agent are fully negotiable. And so you want to work with someone that understands all the variables that are at play to make sure you have the strongest opportunity, the best opportunity to get the property you want at the price that works for you. The members of the Margolis team here on Kauai and our partners around the state are very well versed in these new times and what we can do for you as a buyer to help you understand all your options and all the negotiation options that you have so that you're successful in buying a condo. So hopefully you've gotten some insight in terms of what's happening here on the Garden Isle of Kauai. Inventory is still high, and sellers need to be a little bit more mindful because there is more inventory, but there aren't a whole lot more buyers, a little bit more. And of course, as we get closer to the elections, there tends to be a little bit of hesitancy. So we'll need to see what happens as we get closer to the election. I'm Ron Margolis with the Margolis team here on Kauai, powered by the agency Hawaii. If you are looking to invest anywhere in the state of Hawaii, we've got partners on each island. We look forward to being of service to you, being your trusted advisor, negotiating your behalf, and getting you the best results so you can get what you want here in the beautiful state of Hawaii and here on the Garden Island. Aloha. To stay informed on the Kauai real estate market and learn valuable information that can help you make informed decisions, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates on Kauai real estate and market trends.